Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And that's Liz Phair back there. That's Exile in Guyville on vinyl. I actually got the vinyl only in about the last 5 or 10 years, but I got the CD back when it was brand new, which would have been about 1993. She was an indie star on Matador Records. She was a big deal at the time. The indie folks loved her. She got so much fallout when she started to write things that hit or ended up on the radio or things like that, which was so unfair because she is an excellent writer. She's got her very own personality. She writes with candor about having guys for roommates that disgusted her sometimes, things like that, and sometimes made her a little nervous. But she's hilarious and writes really good songs. So I've always thought she was great, and I wanted to feature her at some point or another on this channel. Well, today we're going to do that. We're going to take a look at 6'1", which is the opening song off her first record, Exile in Guyville. This was done at Sessions at West 54th in 1998. It's some type of a program. I'm not really familiar with it. She did a few songs that day. I thought this would be the one to take a look at, because it was really the very first thing I heard from Liz Phair. I might have heard Supernova on the radio or on MTV or something first. That's on the next album, on Whipsmart. But this is the album. If you're going to learn about Liz Phair, this is the album. Just beware, some of the themes on the record get a little bit explicit, I guess, once in a while. I mean, she is a great artist, but you need to know that. It may not necessarily always be safe for work. But that's just a little piece of who she is. And there's nothing objectionable in here, I don't think, so you don't have to worry about that. So this is from 1998, a few years after the album came out. I think she would have been promoting her third album by now, which was White Chocolate Egg Space, if I remember correctly. Good record. But anyway, Adrian, what do you think about all of this? Have you heard of Liz Phair?
I've heard of Liz Phair. I never really heard any of her music, but I'm psyched to hear what she sounds like. It sounds pretty good. It's an indie artist.
Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for her. Mm-hmm. I used to spin Exile in Guyville quite a bit, and that's a good record. It's a double album, basically.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, well, let's go ahead and listen to it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. All right.
This is an old one called 6'1".
what'd you think, Adrian?
I had no idea what she sounded like, but I'm pleasantly surprised by their sound.
Oh, yeah. She's almost got a deadpan style of singing, which actually suits her. And she's not a big person, but she's got this low voice. I just love it. It's really funny to me.
Yeah, it's more punk pop and rock and roll than I imagined.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, Exile in Guyville is actually a play on the name Exile on Main Street of one of the Rolling Stones albums. And maybe you hear a little bit of Rolling Stones in that particular song. In a lot of ways, this album is similar to Exile on Main Street in that many of the songs go into these different genres. They don't all sound like that. Some of them are really kind of ghostly and Pink Floyd-like, a little on the experimental side. There's all kinds of things going on. It's a very interesting record, I would have to say. But maybe it would help to look at the lyrics on this, just to kind of what I was talking about there.
That might help, because it seems like her music and her lyrics have attitude.
She says, first of all, describing the song, "That has always been a fun song because anytime people meet me and see that I'm so small, there's always sort of a momentary joke where they're like, oh, you're 6'1", I guess you're not that. Oh. To me, it's the encapsulation of what the rest of the record is going to be delivering. It's got that bravado that I manifest." I would agree with that. Sometimes it's real and sometimes I'm putting it on in the rest of the songs. It's standing up to the boy. I'm standing up to the guy. So, okay, let's look at the words now. "I bet you fall in bed too easily with the beautiful girls who are shyly brave, and you sell yourself as a man to save. But all the money in the world is not enough." I'm not dealing with you, buddy. "I bet you've long since passed understanding what it takes to be satisfied. You're like a vine that keeps climbing higher, but all the money in the world is not enough, and all the bridges blown away keep floating up. It's cold and rough, and I kept standing 6'1" instead of 5'2", and I loved my life, and I hated you." That's basically the whole thing there.
Wow.
That pretty much encapsulates a lot of her songs. They're actually pretty funny most of the time. She's making these statements. There's another one about her flying on a plane that's really good on the Stratford-on-Guy. That's what it's called. Fantastic. I would have loved to have brought that video in, but it's totally blocked by Matador. Matador, what are you doing? These artists, they never really got out there that far into the public. What are you blocking them for from reactors who can bring them out into the public, maybe sell a few more records? I'm just saying. But anyway, she's definitely worthwhile. I kind of wish I'd seen her back in the day. I wasn't really into going out and seeing shows that much in the 90s. So I didn't really follow her or anything like that. But she would have been a great band to see. I would have liked to have seen her. Would have liked to have seen Mazzy Star. Geez, I would have liked to have seen Blind Melon. Some of these bands that just ended up being kind of epic, after the fact. Nirvana would have been cool, absolutely.
All I can say about it in summation is great entertainment.
Maybe we'll try to bring something else in someday. I don't think there's a lot on video, unfortunately, but there may be a few other things we could look at. All right. Folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this, if you're familiar with Liz Phair, and if you are, do you have other suggestions for us, things to bring in? We would certainly like to bring in video if possible. That's our first choice. If you know of anything that you'd like us to take a look at, just leave it below and we'll see what we can do. All right. But in general, I'd like to hear people's thoughts on this, especially if they haven't heard it before, And if you go and explore further, I would like it if you came back and told us how that went, because I think that she was a very worthy artist. And she had a moment, but it wasn't as big as I think maybe it should have been in some ways. I think she's highly respected, especially among musicians. I'd like to see her name kind of get a little bigger even now, and I don't see why I couldn't. So, all right. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. We will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.